It's the High Heel Tea Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Where we speak on real topics that'll make you laugh. Looking good, smelling good, that's a boss chick. Yeah. 6-inch heel, show you how to walk slick.
Hey.
High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast.
Hey.
High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast.
Hey.
High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast.
Hey.
And it's the podcast, and it's the high. It's High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast. And it's the podcast, and it's the high. Let's go.
Hey, welcome back to the High Heels and Tea Podcast. I'm Crystal Lee.
This is Rihanna.
And y'all, today we are joined by the boss, Reggie D, owner of STL
Reggie D.
Products. Thank you for joining us, Reggie.
Yes.
No problem.
It's an honor to have you.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Feel great. It's
Yeah.
Sunday. Blessed.
Yeah,
Hey, that's awesome.
good day. I thought the weather was going to be like warmer today.
Yeah, I wished.
I'll take this.
Yeah, cooler. All right. Well, can you share with our following real quick background on who Reggie D is, owner of STL Pure Heat?
Serial entrepreneur, go-getter, spontaneous. They call me a wild child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you a wild child?
Anything goes. You
Yeah,
know? No, I try anything once, twice if I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I do just about
About 3
anything.
times? What about
Hey, 3, 4, 5 times.
What would make you try it 3 times?
Hey,
It was good.
It was real good.
It's a go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I do a lot of wild things, and I pull my friends off into a lot of wild adventures. So they call me a wild child.
Okay. I see you travel a lot too.
Travel a lot, man. I snorkel, scuba dive, bungee jump.
Everything. You live your life.
Everything. Yeah. I live life.
So, being a serial entrepreneur, what are some industries before we jump straight into STL Pure Heat? What are some industries you've been able to tap into?
Well, the biggest I've done, I owned a collection agency.
Okay.
I had a call center. That was one of my first big business.
I've never heard
That's cool.
of anyone having a collection agency.
I had the largest collection
Who you
agency
think
here
we
in St.
call
Louis.
people?
Yeah.
Wait, who was you calling?
We did alarm contracts. We did
Okay.
payday loans.
Yeah.
We
And so
we
you
did a lot.
basically, you put in a bid for the contracts for the company? Okay. Just like everything else.
I was about to say, what made you get into that specifically? Because I got some ideas.
Well,
I'm tired of y'all calling me. I'm about to.
right. It's kind of hard now. The industry is not the same at all.
Yeah.
So there's no money in it.
Okay.
There's no money in
Okay.
it. What got me into it when I left for a little while, I went to what they call school. I went away to school for a while, and when I came back, my first job was working for a GC Services.
Okay.
And we did collections on alarm systems.
Okay.
And a lot of defaulted contracts. And I found myself to be good at doing it. You
Okay.
know, I can convince a snowman of to buy ice.
Yeah.
A combination of street knowledge and book knowledge is what I tell people all the time. I'm a hell of a talker. So I was able to make
You're
a
a
whole lot of
fast
money.
talker. You're talking real fast.
Talking fast, you listen. So
I was able to make a lot of traction in the industry.
Okay.
I made a lot of money for the company
Yeah.
that I was with. I left there, went to a smaller agency, and I helped a guy build an agency from the ground up.
Okay.
And when I saw how he got rich off the sweat of my back,
yes,
it was time to go do my own thing.
that's
you know?
right.
So I jumped out there and I dived into it knowing the industry, but I didn't know the back end of it. I
Yeah.
didn't know the business part,
Yeah.
the back office work, and I kind of got screwed out of the business. So somebody that came along that did know a lot more about business kind of talked me out of my business.
He found somebody to talk faster than you, huh?
that's what
And
it
more
sound
than you.
Yeah, he was an older guy. He'd been in business forever. He owned Family Dollar, Sonics. He had a lot of, he owned about 50 payday loan stores.
Wow.
And I did collections for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And eventually he came to St. Louis because he wanted to know how this Ian was making $300,000 a month for him.
Yeah.
He wanted to know how I'm making all this money.
Yeah.
So he came to study my business. And when he saw how lucrative it was,
He
he
took it over.
convinced me to go in business with him.
Wow.
And I signed a faulty contract in my early 30s.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
doing
man.
business.
Ah.
And he kind of tricked me out of my business. So I went along and started another one. And you know how they say karma.
Yeah.
So he didn't last.
Long story short.
Yeah, he didn't last 6 months, and I did.
So, just question, what did you learn from that experience?
Never go into business with anybody again. That's one of the things I learned.
Okay.
Never do business with people.
Okay.
Like partnerships.
Yeah, yeah.
Just do
Everything.
things on your own.
Yeah, everything that I have now is strictly me. Everything is me. You know, I ain't got to argue with nobody. I don't have to call nobody and say, hey, I want to do this, or is it okay to do this, or let's vote on none of that.
That's dope.
Just make it make sense.
Yeah.
When you mentioned that like that industry is not the same, is it because of like the economy, like how like it's hard to collect? What makes it different? All the laws.
Yeah, you know, people know what we can and can't say now.
Right.
People
Yeah.
know what they can't do. You know, you got commercials all over the TV. If you're being harassed by a debt collector,
Yeah.
call us and we'll get them off your, they sue us.
Yeah.
You know, so the Attorney General got involved heavily.
Yeah.
Collection agency owners started going to jail, getting fined.
Yeah.
Their businesses shut down.
Yeah.
And
man.
I went from making $300,000 a month to barely being able to pay my employees and my bills.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
every time you call somebody trying to collect money, as soon as you say the wrong thing, next you have an attorney calling you.
Wow.
Or you having them to cease and desist you or send you in a letter with the proper verbiage in it that you had to abide by.
Yeah.
And the money just wasn't there anymore.
Man.
What else you tapped into? Because that was dope.
Yeah.
I've done a lot. I play with a lot.
What is it that inspired you though to like go into these different areas? Like, is it all pipeline into one brand still, or is it that you kind of like a jack of all trades? You feel and you just like, you know what?
Business. I'm very business savvy now. My thing is it's about supply and demand. If I jump into an industry or if I see something out there that's needed, I'll supply it.
Okay.
I own a trucking company. I got 18 wheelers out on the road, and I was driving myself.
Okay.
So let's say I'm riding through a small town or a big town, and I see this, you know, a restaurant, a foot massage, or anything. I'm like, damn, man, I got that in St. Louis. I bring that home, I can get paid. So I
Introduce new stuff to our markets here.
Yeah, supply and demand.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
that
Like
that's
I can do
something
that.
So that, you know, that's what made me jump into, you know, different industries. You know, I've been looking. I was out of town about 2 weeks ago, and you know, they get a little pedicure, the little fish in there.
Yeah.
I said, well, we ain't got that in St. Louis.
No, we don't.
But
Still my ideas.
But
now.
that's not. But
Oh, I ain't got the
don't
time.
take that idea because it's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
No.
Why you say?
It's gonna bring some.
So the
it's a
fishes. So the fish that they use to get all the little dead skin and stuff off of your feet, those fish carry some type of germs or diseases which can cause problems. Kind of similar to how the scrapers that they used to use.
They stopped.
Yeah, they stopped using because that's why they're starting to ban them in certain places too.
Yeah,
But if they're your fish
banned
though.
everywhere.
They your fish. What you mean? They
Yeah,
your
I mean, if you know your fish ain't been around
You can't
the
control.
other.
You can't control.
Oh, it's not something that you could
No.
control.
You can't control what's in them.
These fish is.
That's a good way to
using
put
this
it.
fish on everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's an untapped into industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exotic, so people will spend money on it.
sure.
So what I did,
Yes.
so what I did was, while I'm riding down the street after getting this pedicure that I got, I'm Googling it. How
Of course.
how can I do this? How much this gonna cost me? Where's a good place to put this in St. Louis? So I'm online playing with it, you know, trying to see whether to be lucrative, you know. And there's a couple of the things that I've been playing with lately to see if they would be lucrative.
So I just very, very recently saw this video. I think I just heard the audio of like a nail salon in Atlanta where they was putting the Hennessy in the water for an experience. It's the true story. Like
What
literally,
do you
it. For,
Hennessy in the water
I don't
for?
know. For her, it was an experience. Like I
Your
don't
feet
know.
don't get drunk?
So
Right, I was just thinking.
the point to that is you just never know what people look at as exotic and all that. So you can tap into
Different
different
things.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you know,
that's what I
it's
do.
their race versus our race, things that they're going to pretty much I guess serve us and make it more appealing for us. And some people be like, hell yeah, you know. But that's just
Hennessy pedicure.
this is a true story. This happened in Atlanta.
Hennessy on my feet.
Like maybe her man like Hennessy and he wanna do it sucker toe. I don't know, but that's the experience in Atlanta. Yeah, so I just heard it on Dish Nation. Yeah, that's why I heard that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot out here to do.
Yes, it is.
You know, I take things from other. I've been doing that for years. So you know, my nightclub that I had over in Berkeley. I was the first one in St. Louis, Pure Ultra Lounge.
Oh, Pure? Okay.
Yeah,
You was there
Pure
before?
Ultra
I've
Lounge.
been there before.
Well, if you've been there, you know I was the first club in St. Louis to have the swings hanging from my corner.
Yep.
You know,
It was.
and I
Like how
got
they do in like Mexico at the bars or something?
my cousin was the first one to do it.
She don't go
period.
a lot of places.
Oh, you don't? Okay, my
Yeah, she
cousin
don't.
John, he has a club called Boogaloos in Atlanta.
Okay.
And John was the first one to do it at Boogaloo. So you know, when he first opened, I'm down there with him a lot.
Yeah.
Hey John, let's come to St. Louis.
That's right.
You know, I brought it on to St. Louis, and now you had a couple other spots.
And then they did it. They got it. They had it at Monroe.
Monroe's, and then there was another place. That
Them.
after.
Yeah. I never been there either, but I know exactly what you're talking about because
It's another place that got it too.
It's one other
recently.
place.
I think Eve off of Vanderventers, they had some.
I can't think of the name.
Yeah,
of
like
it.
I go a lot of.
I did it in, when I did it was 2013.
Yeah. I ain't never Pure Ultra
I
Lounge.
did it a while ago.
Yeah,
So I was the first
right
one to
there,
sign
right there in Berkeley, right off when you get off the
So
170.
you get off the highway, yeah. And that's what my products are named after.
Okay.
after that business.
Pure.
I was going to ask you that because, okay, let's tap into STL Pure Heat. And I heard you say this lounge was pure. Is it anything that derived from that, like the term altogether? Yeah.
You know, when you
I
think
know what it means.
Yeah, when you think of pure, you think of clean and everything is natural. And there's a club called Pure in Vegas as well that I like. So, you know, next to the Ice Bar in Vegas. So I want that name. you know.
Okay.
So I kind of put a little twist to it. Theirs was Pure something else. I did Pure Ultra Lounge.
Okay. That's so dope. Okay. STL Pure Heat, right?
What's your I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
What's your trucking business name? Like that make me think.
All Brothers Logistics.
I was gonna
Gotta
say
be like Pure Driving.
No. All Brothers
Pure
Logistics.
trucking.
Yeah. Me and three of my friends, we started driving trucks around the same time.
Okay.
They started a little bit before me. And we were all supposed to go into business together and build a black-owned trucking company, all brothers. So we named it All Brothers Logistics. And they happened to not come along for the ride.
Yeah.
So they had to watch me build
Of course. It be like
So are
that.
you local or are you over the road?
over the road.
Okay. Look at me, I know sir.
Just, you know something.
I was over the road. I sold my trucks a few months ago.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. We'll get into the reason for that as we go on talking. It was for a good cause. It
was for a good cause.
It was for a damn good cause.
Okay, let's tap into STL Pure Heat, the brand. Now, listening to you saying like supply demand, I've been trying to like pick what inspired this from a supply demand standpoint, but I would rather you share your insight.
St. Louis asked for it.
Okay.
It started with sauce.
yeah,
I grab one of my products here. This is my garlic heat. This is my that's my signature brand. That's my best seller.
Marinade.
Yeah, it's a marinated dipping sauce.
Anything you want
You
it
can
to be.
use saute.
Garlic
You
heat.
can use it for everything, and I cook with it almost every day. When I had my club, it used to be packed.
Yes.
I mean, packed.
Yes.
Berkeley and Kinlock. I'm
Yeah.
from the east side.
Yeah.
I don't know none of these guys.
Okay.
I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be bothered, especially when it got so packed. you
Okay.
know. So I would go.
It used to get packed.
It did. So I would go and hide in my kitchen with my cook. And while I was back there with my cook, I didn't have a choice but to cook. I
Okay.
had to work. And I like it back there.
Okay.
You know, I was away from everybody. I was away from all the drunk people, begging women for drinks. I was away from all of that mess.
They like
So-
it.
He was like, I'm here for business. That's
the pure.
Yeah. Let me get a drink, and then then my friends, you know.
Have people like, I wish I would have.
Then my friends want me to sit and take shots with them for 3 hours straight.
Oh, no.
So, you know, I go hide in the kitchen, I'd help my cook, you know. So basically, I was the cook at that point.
Yes. Yes.
Once I got everything set up, I would disappear to the kitchen. I would come out every now and then. My cook, well, we had the regular menu, the regular club menu, chicken wings and chicken and nachos, the regular club menu. Yeah, so my cook called me abruptly and say, man, me and my gal broke up. She moved to Kentucky. So I'm going to go to Kentucky and get my girl.
Okay.
I said, when you leaving? Tomorrow. I said, shit. I don't cook.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I got to get back there and cook now.
Yep.
While I was back there, everybody kept on ordering sweet and spicy wings.
That's me.
I called them on the phone, man. Hey, how you make them sweet and spicy wings, man? What's the sauce? Oh, I can't give you my recipe. I said,
Oh man.
Yeah.
You gonna quit on me and you gonna share. You got insiders.
Just left a bucket in the fridge.
I say no problem. So I jumped on Google.
Yeah.
And I Googled some sweet and spicy recipes and added my own little twist to it. And my wings did better than his.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. People kept asking for them and asking for them.
Yeah.
And eventually, the powers that be closed me down.
Okay.
You know, people don't know how to act in St. Louis.
It happened.
Yeah, they kept having shootouts outside.
Especially in Berkeley and Kinlock.
Yeah.
That's a bad area.
Against each other.
That was one of your first lessons to St. Louis.
God, yeah.
You know, Kinlock this big, Berkeley this big.
My first lesson was the people that was shooting at each other was first cousins, brothers.
Yeah, we okay.
Everybody from Kinlock and Berkeley, they all
Yeah,
because the police was coming. Hey, who's that shooting, man? One of them they called me. So one of them, what? They mama sisters. I said, man, are you serious? Yeah, man, they was just at the house on the porch the other day. The other one I passed by, now they shooting.
Okay. Somebody ate somebody hot and spicy.
They drunk and beefing. So
Family feuds.
after the third, fourth, sixth, 10th shootout, eventually,
Welcome to St. Louis.
Eventually Berkeley, they took my business license. They took my business license. I'm stuck holding a liquor license and no business license, so I couldn't do anything.
Wow.
And by the grace of God, the pandemic hit a couple of months later.
Okay.
You know, they took my license like in November, December. You know, we got hit with that pandemic like March, April.
Yeah.
And people steady on Facebook, Reggie, we want those the wings from Pure. We want the wings. We want the wings.
Yeah.
So my dumb butt up here making pans of wings for people. Big pans too.
Hey.
Come pick them up at the door. Make sure you got a mask on so all of us don't die around here from whatever's going around.
Yes.
So eventually my mom was saying, let's stop giving away all that chicken, man. You're going broke. You ain't making no money. And you steady cooking chicken for repasses and weddings and all this stuff, just giving that stuff away. And I started thinking one day, and I was bored. You know, I did a lot during the pandemic, but I said, they don't want this chicken. Anybody can make some damn chicken.
They want
the sauce that's on the chicken.
There we go.
So I jumped on Amazon, ordered 10 bottles, 10 caps, got on my computer and made me a little makeshift label for it. And I put a stat on Facebook saying that I had that Pure Ultra Lounge sauce. Make your own wings. Man, people was pulling up to my house like I was selling crack.
Yep.
Great neck.
And after the first 10 bottles sold, I jumped online and I ordered 20. You know, and I relate business. When I tell people, they ask me about business, I relate to the dope game all the time. Most people can relate to that. You know, I say, you know, you ever sold drugs? Yeah, okay. You start off with a dime, go to a 16, go to an 8 ball, go to a quarter key. But you know what? You copy keys.
I just learned it here.
That's how I related this. Because I was like, I didn't have no money when I got started. I started with 10 bottles. I went to 20. Then I went to 100 bottles. And I said, let me try my luck and go and buy 1,000 bottles and see if I can get them off. I sold 1,000 bottles in a week. Out of my house.
Can I get a high five?
High five.
Yeah. So my mother called me again.
Yeah.
I'm an only child, so we super tight.
Okay.
So my mother called me again. Yeah.
Mama need to be business
You heard
consultant over here.
You heard mama's voice.
Having all these people coming to your house, you had 1,000 people come to your house, and you don't even know these people. Eventually, they go rob your ass. They go break in on
Your
you.
mama thinking.
You know, yeah. So I said, you know what, you sure right.
Mama, let me send them to your house.
I went around the corner to the gas station to the Arab store. So I got a sauce that's popping, man. What y'all said this for me? They said, yeah. So now I'm putting on Facebook where they can get it from.
There you go.
Now I got people on the south side complaining. You got it in the North County stores. And we need it on the south side.
Yeah.
So I went to Kenridge Meat Market. Did the same.
Come on now.
It popped there.
Yep.
People in St. Charles started hitting me up. So I go to Hot Sauce, works in St. Charles. Now I got all these stores selling it. And by then, the world started opening back up. And then I realized this is a legit business. I'm not playing around no more. This ain't for play no more. So when the world opened back up, somebody made a suggestion to start selling their soulard. So you can make a lot of traction there. Yeah, you know that old saying, you never know who you gonna run into, so be nice to everybody.
That's true.
I'm selling that soulard. I offer samples when I sell, and I'm offering, white, black, anybody. I'm offering samples, and I'm steady selling. I got on a Saturday. I got home that Monday and I'm watching the news, and the CEO of Schnucks is on the news saying they want to get more black businesses in now the pandemic is here because they low on product. They can't get product from overseas no more. All these manufacturing companies, they low. People dying, they close, so they need product on the shelves. So they started inviting small black businesses.
That's awesome.
But they didn't get any information. But I'm a debt collector though. So I skip trace. So I went and found him. That means finding somebody, basically.
Okay.
So I went and found this guy, pulled his name up.
I would know what they
in
doing.
the
Skip
system.
trace.
Right, that's how we find. That's how we find your mama, your daddy, your job, your neighbors. So
God, next time we need somebody to find, we know who to call.
Right.
Yeah.
I went and found this guy. Man, I found his wife's cell phone number, his cell phone number. I found everything. So, respectfully, I emailed him instead of calling him.
Right.
And the guy hit me right back within 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
He said, you know what? He said, that's a coincidence because I just tried your sauce at Soulard this
Whoa.
past week.
Wow.
And
You didn't even know.
I had no idea who he was. I'm just giving samples out.
Yep.
So he said, I'm going to hook you up with the category manager for sauces, and I'm going to let her know you're going to be contacting her, and we'll place your order with you.
Hey.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
I almost want to give you another high five. High five.
So, at this time, somebody that was already in Schnucks, they told me, it was like, yeah, they usually start you off in about 5-6 stores to see how you do, blah, blah, blah. So when I spoke with this lady, I said, how many stores you guys starting me off in? She was like, oh, you get in every store we got.
Wow.
Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, you get all of the stores.
Wow.
We really liked your product.
How did that feel? And number one, I did go to Snooks when I saw you post it. I went to Snooks. I actually tried it, and I loved it for sure. How did that make you feel, like in that moment, knowing
She
that?
ain't sure none with me though.
Nah, I didn't. I made some chicken. Like I didn't have an idea of his background, but I did.
She just said.
I did. This was years ago, though. This
was long.
this ain't recent. This was
2021.
This was years ago. Yeah, I tried the sauce. How did that make you feel in that moment to knowing that, okay, let me get for real, and you got serious, and now you came across this like an opportunity of a lifetime?
It got serious when I realized that I could no longer splash all my walls in my kitchen and tear my house up making sauce.
Yeah.
As you walk in my house, man, like a crime scene.
Uh-huh.
I had sauce everywhere.
Yeah.
I had to get a plant to actually cook my sauce.
Oh.
FDA regulations, all that stuff. I had to actually get a plant to manufacture my sauce. That's when I said, okay, this is serious. I'm getting bills that's coming along with this. So my sweet and spicy, that's what we started with.
Yes.
So I said, I need more flavor. You ain't gonna make no money off just
That's my
one
flavor.
Yes.
So I started playing in the sauce even more, and I came over with my garlic heat, and I came over with sweet and mild for people that don't like hot food.
Yeah.
So I came with my mild.
Which is the seasoning too.
Yeah, so
Got
the
a whole
garlic
product
heat,
line.
after I started selling the garlic heat, that became everybody's favorite. Even though the sweet and spicy was my first sauce, they like that one. So I started making more and more of the garlic heat, and I said I need a spin off of there because the other people, they prefer rubs over sauces.
Yep. Louisiana rubs and stuff like that.
So everybody kept
Dry.
saying, when you go do a rub, when you go do a rub. So I came with my all-purpose seasoning / rub after that. And the company that I used to make my blend, they say the minimum that they would do is 500 pounds of seasoning. So when I made so many of them, I'm like, damn, I got seasoning stacked. What I'm gonna do with the rest of this stuff? So I'm watching Master P. We gonna make some garlic heat chips.
We gonna make it.
We gonna do some chips.
Got some chips back. Okay.
I took my seasoning.
Hey.
I took the seasoning and sent it off
St.
to
Louis
the
raps,
chips.
look, rap snack.
Right.
I own
I
personal
took it
reps.
to a manufacturer to make chips, and I gave him my seasoning and say, here, make me some chips. And the chips have been doing good. I don't push it the way that I should because I got other business ventures. I got ADHD.
We all do.
I know. I joke about it, but I got ADHD for real. So as soon as I get into one thing, I always jump on to another. So I haven't been able to push my chips and my seasoning like I should, even though they are in stores.
Yes.
I never push my chips to major grocery stores.
So, like, on your website, do you have like a funnel that allows people to opt in for your entire product line? Like, for instance, like if they want to purchase the sauce, they
I have combos.
Okay.
STLPureheat.com.
There we go. So that's how we're gonna push the season.
Yeah, STLPureheat.com, and it isn't a lot of meat markets around here. It's in a lot of stores still. So I'm in 500 grocery stores.
Yeah.
So I didn't stop at Schnucks. I'm in there's a grocery store called Rouse in the South.
Okay.
Master P actually got me in Rouse.
Okay.
He had me on Master P Reviews, and he gave me an 8 out of 10. I'm glad I didn't get that 10, but I wanted the exposure.
Yeah.
If I would have got the 10, then he would have invested in my product, and then at that time I got a partner.
Yes.
So I was hoping.
It was the only partner you was
I was
gonna be
praying that
willing
they
to
give me a
Only
10,
that's the thing,
but
that's bad.
I want those million views, which I got.
Yes.
I got that,
Got
but
the
I didn't want the
exposure.
partnership.
Yeah.
That's why I won't put Shark Tank. A lot of people saying go on Shark Tank. I'm not gonna give them 20% of my business.
Oh man.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, they
be
gonna make it tempting.
Yeah, nah.
But you gotta
that's
know
not
what
worth
comes with it,
That's
so.
not worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm pushing in all the routes is in the South, which is
Okay.
Louisiana, Mississippi,
Yeah.
Alabama, Tennessee. I just got in Hy-Vee in the North, so I'm all the North. I got an email the other day. Menards, the hardware store Menards, they're shopping me for 500 stores. Myers, they're owned by Fresh Times because I'm in all of the Fresh Times right now here in St. Louis and in Kansas. So they shopping me too.
That's so
awesome.
awesome, man.
I'm playing around with that, but I haven't been as serious with it because I got another major business venture that's going right now.
Yeah, understood.
Your brain just like
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
That's probably what contributes to serial entrepreneurship.
Yeah. You know, my biggest venture so far, I got a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center.
Okay.
oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a 50-bed center, 25 men, 25 women, and I've been working on that for a year now, and I'm slated to open in about another month or so.
Okay, that's dope.
That's a pretty big building. I bought the old welfare office, the food stamp office.
Off of Linda and Grant?
No, East St. Louis.
My fault.
He did
My
say he's
fault.
from Illinois.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
fault.
So
I ain't
I
mean to
had-
put
We
you
got
on
all
here.
excited and shit.
Right,
I know exactly what that was. I used to be there when I was
had,
16.
I had to take that back home. You know, over here, there's a lot of drug and alcohol rehabilitation centers. In Illinois, we have none. You know, there's one further in Caseyville called Gateway, but if your skin is not the right color and you don't have
Then
the
you
right
can't- oh, okay.
insurance, then they're not
You're
going to
not
accept
allowed.
you.
That's so dope.
Yeah, because I was actually a patient there. That's a whole other podcast.
Oh, no, podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole other
Like
podcast.
Port
Right, there.
Five.
right. But,
Reggie
you know,
D, Port Five.
Yeah, my parents work at General Motors, so we've always had pretty good insurance. And when I was forced to go to treatment, that's where I went. But I watched a lot of people from the city
Get turned down.
to get turned away
Yeah.
because they were underinsured or
Yeah.
uninsured.
And they needed that
And-
help.
And as I go back to the city now, when I go over there to go to church, go to my granny's house, when I go anywhere,
Yeah.
I'm seeing people that I went to school with that are zombies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they look my grandmother's age.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
said, my people need some help.
Yeah, for sure.
And I kept saying, I'm going to open up a center. I'm going to open up a center. And I happened to pass by this building. And I said, ain't no way in hell I'm going to get approved for that building. I'm going to call this number on here anyway. You know, 12,000 square feet, $1 million building. And I probably had about $3,000 in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I called
But look
the
at
phone
God.
number. Yeah, I called the phone number on there. And basically, you know, after all the red tape, they was like, here you go.
Yeah, they're like, we were just playing about that million.
Right.
We just wanted to see.
They weren't playing about that million.
But we just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah, but all of the work that I had
Yeah.
to put into the building,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of work. I mean, somebody broke in, they stole all the electrical,
Oh, man.
they stole the AC units off the roof, they stole the coils, the copper, the plumbing. That building had nothing but 4 walls.
Wow.
Yeah, and now, right now we're painting.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's so awesome. Well, congratulations on that too.
And that's why I don't have a trucking company anymore.
That's why.
I sold,
Came in
I sold
full
all my
circle.
trucks.
So invest
And I
in
took the
something.
money, to get me an electrician in there, a plumber in
Man,
there,
that's so
HVAC
dope.
guy. And now, right now, we're doing plumbing and we got to do the floors and we're done. We just got to wait on the
You
inspection.
gotta let us know when the grand opening is.
Yeah.
That would be
I'll be
definitely
doing an
dope.
open house, a grand opening, the news. Everybody will be out there.
That's right.
You know, I'm serving the uninsured and the uninsured. So,
That's
you
so
know, somebody
dope.
woke up and said they want help. They don't need to have insurance. Just come on in. And
Get help.
we figure out how to get
Because it
paid
starts
for it.
with you first.
So is it into that? Is it like a website? Is it a way for someone that right now when
Yeah.
we put this
Now,
out?
that's under the Pure umbrella.
Okay, it's under the Pure
Yeah,
umbrella.
Pure Living. Yep, it's called Pure Living Recovery and Rehabilitation.
Okay, word.
So that's that.org.
Awesome,
Pure
awesome.
living.
Okay, so we did get what's next, but it could be something else next after what's next.
Because he don't know.
Yes,
I mean, I got my
what else is going on for your brand? We appreciate you so much for coming out. sharing
Hell
with
on
us.
Wheels Hibachi.
Hibachi.
Experience.
Yeah.
So I do my hibachi. Actually, I got 3 cooks this evening.
Yeah.
We do a full hibachi experience. So we come out to your home and we do a full hibachi cook, me and my partner.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is it like the 50th floor eating hibachi? Is that's what that is? That's something else?
You don't know,
Okay.
you don't know what that means. Right.
I like, is that what that is?
That's nasty.
That's something different. Yeah.
It's nasty.
Hibachi. Booty meat.
You lying.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I was thinking what
She
you
got
said.
it. I know she don't be knowing that. She be like,
Well, why would we be singing that?
Because you don't know what you're singing like these
Because
kids. Right, like these kids don't know what you're singing.
because
How they know?
booty.
No, I thought that was talking about eating food, like what he's selling.
It's a salad.
Yeah.
Anyways, real catchy beat. You got me there. I ain't seen it all.
She like, oh, I'm embarrassed.
I ain't embarrassed. I ain't know. I thought he talking about he was at somewhere eating some food where they be like this.
Nah.
I'm leaving it alone because the more I talk about it, the more I get it.
Yeah. He turning it over. He turning it over.
Talk to
I
them.
gotta make sure my kids stop singing that too because that's real catchy. Anyway, okay. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and dropping all these gems about business. I can really tell you're super business savvy, and I cannot imagine what's next for you. Like you got something else coming down the pipeline. What other industries you gonna get your hands into?
I have no idea. I'm moving, man. I'm shaking and baking and just moving.
That's why you gotta be a wild child too, though, because you tapping into so much. You're serving so many people, solving so many problems. You gotta have a chance to express that, and that's why you're so wild, probably.
You gotta enjoy life.
You gotta enjoy life, is what I'm saying. Don't be on the 50th floor eating hibachi level. Like I really didn't know. I did not know. We're not talking about that. We ain't talking about that, but we know. Thank you so much again for dropping in. Real quick before we end this episode, can you share with our following where they can find you, where they can follow you, and tap in with your brand?
You can follow me on Instagram. Pure Heat _ sauce balls. That's what they call me, the sauce balls.
The sauce boss. The sauce, like, what's your name?
Yeah, I'm the sauce balls. So it's Pure Heat _ sauce balls on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find me Reggie D Smith or Pure Heat Gourmet Sauce. My website is stlpureheat.com or purelivingrecovery.org.
Awesome. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you for listening to the High Heels and Tea podcast.
Bye-bye.